5 reasons that we are living in the last days according to the Bible. The concept of the last days or end times in the Bible encompasses a period of eschatological significance marked by the fulfillment of God's ultimate purposes and the culmination of human history. While interpretations vary among different Christian denominations, here are 5 detailed reasons often cited by believers to suggest that they are living in the last days according to the Bible. 1. Biblical prophecies being fulfilled. Many believers point to the fulfillment of biblical prophecies as evidence that they are living in the last days. Throughout the Old and New Testaments, numerous prophecies describe signs and events that will precede the end times, such as wars, famines, natural disasters, and the rise of false prophets. Matthew 24 verses 3 to 14. By observing current world events and comparing them to the prophetic passages in Scripture, believers discern signs indicating that the end times are near. 2. Increase in wickedness and lawlessness. According to biblical teachings, one of the signs of the last days is the escalation of wickedness and lawlessness in society. The Apostle Paul writes in 2 Timothy 3 verses 1 to 5 about a time when people will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of the good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. Many believers see the prevalence of moral decay, societal unrest, and disregard for God's commandments as indicative of the approaching end times. 3. Global unrest and conflicts. The Bible foretells of wars, rumors of wars, and geopolitical unrest as signs of the end times. Jesus himself warned of such events in his Olivet Discourse, Matthew 24 verses 6 to 7, indicating that nations will rise against nations and kingdoms against kingdoms. Many believers point to ongoing conflicts, terrorism, geopolitical tensions, and the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction as evidence of the fulfillment of these prophetic warnings. 4. Rise of false teachings and apostasy. The Bible predicts the emergence of false prophets, teachers, and doctrines that will deceive many in the last days. Matthew 24 verse 11, 2 Timothy 4 verses 3 to 4. Believers observe the spread of false religions, cults, secular humanism, and relativism as evidence of widespread spiritual deception and apostasy. The prevalence of false teachings and the rejection of biblical truth contribute to the spiritual confusion and moral decline characteristic of the end times. 5. Advancement in technology and globalization. Some believers interpret the rapid advancement of technology, communication, and globalization as fulfilling biblical prophecies regarding the end times. The book of Daniel prophesies about an increase in knowledge and travel in the last days, Daniel 12 verse 4. Many see the proliferation of internet connectivity, artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and global integration as facilitating the fulfillment of end-time scenarios, such as the spread of the gospel to all nations and the implementation of a global surveillance and control system. These reasons reflect the diverse biblical interpretations and theological perspectives regarding the signs of the last days. While believers may differ in their understanding of eschatology, many share a sense of urgency to proclaim the gospel, live faithfully, and be prepared for the return of Christ.